Welcome to Congregation Beth Yeshurun this beautiful Thanksgiving weekend. We have so many things to be thankful for, including the B'nai Mitzvah of Ben and Jack Slater and their cousin's bat mitzvah, Noah Solomon. So we're delighted to have everybody here celebrating together, and we're delighted to have all of you here with us. We're going to begin our service this evening with lighting the Shabbat candles on page 4. We'd like to invite up Nomi and Nicole to give candlesticks to Noah and then to do the blessing over the candles. Everybody please rise.
Our God and God of our ancestors, may the rays of these Shabbat candles cast their glow upon the earth and bring the radiance of your light to all your creatures. Bless our daughter,
my niece,
with your love and our homes with the spirit of Shabbat. Amen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. You may be seated. Now that we've blessed the Sabbath candles, we're going to welcome the angels, the Shabbat angels, to bless us. Shalom Aleichem, page 5.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Yesharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Bolachem L'Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei
Shir Ladonai Shir Chadash. Let us sing a new song to God. Page 13.
Shir
Well, if you like that, you'll like this one too. Yismechu Hashemayim on page 14, where the little orange carrot is. And we're going to follow that up with Romamu, which is on page 20, where the little carrot is. So keep your thumb on page 20, but we're going to start on 14.
ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגר הארץ. ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגר הארץ. Yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam, Omeloi. Yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam, Omeloi. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Bottom of 20. Romeru Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lahakodsho. Romeru Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lahakodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Romeru Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Romeru Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lahakodsho. Romeru Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lahakodsho.
Okay, we've blessed the Sabbath candles, we've welcomed the Sabbath angels, and now we will welcome the Sabbath herself, the Queen, the Bride. Lecha Dodi, page 23.
שמור בבחור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשם ותפארת, ולתחילה, ולתחילה. לך אדוני לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקבלה. לך אדוני לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ולכה, כי מקור הברכה. מראש מכן נסוכה סוד מעשה, במחשבה תחילה. לך אדוני לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקבלה. לך אדוני לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקבלה. גוי ושלום עצרת בעלה, רמץ שמחה ובצורה, תוך עמודי המסרו לה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך אדוני לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקבלה. לך אדוני לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקבלה.
Now that we've welcomed the Sabbath bride, let's welcome each other. Turn to your left and your right. Welcome people with Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat. Okay. It's nice to welcome people into our congregation. So you may be seated now. And we also would like to, at this time, welcome those who are mourning. Those who are in mourning, we offer the words of comfort from our tradition. Hamakom yenachem etchem b'toch shar avalei Tzion v'Yushalayim. And may God's presence bring you comfort amongst the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. And to those who are mourning and those observing a yard site, we'll now recite the Mourner's Kaddish, which is found on page 30. Yit Kadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah. V'yalma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael. Ba'agalau v'zman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam le'almei almaya. Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit ramam v'yit naseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudsha berechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush bechata v'nechemata. Da'amiron v'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Osei shalom b'imramav hu ya'asei shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. We now ask everyone to rise again for Barchu, the call to worship, page 39. Okay, now you may be seated again. We'll turn to page 40 for Ahavat Olam.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha בכל לבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
We continue silently in Hebrew or English to the bottom of page 42.
Adonai Elohechem Emet.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Who is like you, God, amongst the mighty? Who is like you, glory and holiness? The song we sang when we crossed the Red Sea, it's on page 44. I was just picturing Moses and Miriam singing that song. Actually, you heard Miriam's timbrels at the beginning of it, right? So, slightly quieter tune. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, help us to lie down in peace tonight and awaken us tomorrow to life renewed. Page 45.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom L'chol B'teinu Malkeinu L'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom, me'atov ve'ad olam. Sometimes I lay under the moon and I thank God I'm breathing. And then I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it let me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more war and our children will play. One day, one day, one day, oh, one day, one day, one day. Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu el Shalom Lechavideinu Malkeinu Lechaim. Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu el Shalom Lechavideinu Malkeinu Lechaim. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני, הפורץ סוכת שלום עלינו, ועל כל עמו ישראל, ועל ירושלים.
Amen. And now the children of Israel will observe the Sabbath from generation to generation. Vishamru, page 46.
ושומרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. שמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Please rise for Chatzi Kaddish. Amen.
ברמתי ורקירותי ומליך מלכותי, בחיי כל נביון ואחון, ובחיי לכל בית ישראל, בעגלה בעגלה, ובזמן קריב ואמרו, אמן. יהי שמי רבם מבורך, לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי דקודשה. בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן.
We pray now the silent Amidah for Shabbat from pages 47 to 52 in Hebrew or English. Should I announce the page? You want to go? Page 51.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amacha Tasim Leolam V'Shalom Rav Al Kol Yoshvei Tevel Tasim Leolam Ki Atom Echadon Lechol Shalom Ki Atom Echadon Lechol Shalom Shalom Rav Yisrael Amacha Tasim Leolam V'Shalom Rav Al Kol Yoshvei Tevel Tasim Leolam V'Tov Be'einecha Levarech Et Amcha Yisrael B'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם ושלום רב על כל יושבי תבל תשים לעולם ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום.
As we transition now from prayers for peace to a prayer for healing, we keep in our hearts the victims, the family, friends, and communities of the twin bomb blasts at 2 bus stops in Jerusalem on Wednesday, the Virginia Walmart shooting victims on Tuesday night, and the victims of the shootings last Saturday night at Club Q in Colorado Springs. All of whom were tragedies. We keep them in our hearts and prayers as we now do Misha Berach, the inside back cover of our prayer books. You may be seated. Kaddish Shalem, page 54.
יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתעשה ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמיר קודשו וריחו לילה מלכו ברחצה ושירתה תושבחת ונחמתה דמירון בעלמה ואימרו אמן תתקבץ לטהון ובתרכו ישראל קודם עבור ישמעיה ואימרו אמן יהי שם רבה מן שמעיה וחיים עלינו בעלכו ישראל ואימרו אמן עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואימרו אמן.
Shabbat Shalom. 2 years ago, on the Shabbat right before Thanksgiving, we found out that Diane had tested positive for COVID. This was before we had vaccines, before Paxlovid, before home tests were readily available. The reason we were tested was that I was going to officiate at a wedding on Sunday before Thanksgiving, and the families naturally wanted to know that everyone attending the wedding was going to be testing negative. I did test negative, so I officiated at the wedding. It was outdoors, everyone was wearing face masks, and it was really wonderful to celebrate this special occasion in the midst of a pandemic. But Diane couldn't attend. At home, we stayed in separate rooms of the house, and for Thanksgiving, we ate in separate rooms. Not exactly the big family get-together that most of us are used to having. Last year, we had Thanksgiving with some friends, which was really very nice. This year, unbelievably, Diane tested positive again for COVID this past Saturday morning, right before Thanksgiving. I tested negative again. And by a really strange coincidence, I was once again honored to be asked to officiate at a wedding on the Sunday before Thanksgiving. which, by the way, was a very lovely occasion to celebrate. But Diane, once again, wasn't able to come. And once again, last night, we ate Thanksgiving dinner in separate rooms of our house. In fact, as I thought about it, Thanksgiving is getting to look a lot like Groundhog's Day. But this is Thanksgiving weekend, so I don't want to make this story into a glass half-empty melodrama. In fact, Diane and I have a great deal to be thankful for. First of all, 2 years ago, Diane was completely symptom-free. She had tested positive but had no symptoms. This time, she only had mild symptoms. We were all vaccinated and boosted, and as soon as Diane had tested positive, she got a prescription for Paxlovid, which is a very effective therapeutic drug, by the way, and she's doing very well. We know dozens of people who have had very severe cases of COVID, dozens who spent days or weeks in hospitals, and even members who died from COVID or from complications from the disease. So we really have nothing to complain about. We were mildly inconvenienced for a couple of weeks. Our love and our compassion goes out to those who truly suffered. We count our blessings, that we are both employed in things that we love doing. We have a house with a roof over our heads, which was really helpful when it rained outside yesterday. We were able to have a delicious meal with all the traditional Thanksgiving dishes, even though we were in separate rooms. We have the convenience of 21st century technology, including indoor plumbing, my all-time favorite. Don't take that for granted. And electricity that keeps us warm when it's cool outside or cold when it's hot outside, as well as computers and an internet that can keep us connected to the world. I Zoomed last night with my brother and sister-in-law who live in Los Angeles. And really very important to Diane and me, we have this wonderful and supportive community at Beth Assuran. A couple of days ago, The Atlantic sent a newsletter to subscribers in advance of Thanksgiving. It was written by an associate editor, Isabel Fatal, and it included an interview she had with an Afghani journalist, a refugee named Bushra Siddiqui, who had fled Afghanistan in August of last year. Siddiqui is now 23 years old and living in Washington, D.C. Siddiqui described her first Thanksgiving in the United States a year ago. Last Thanksgiving, my first Thanksgiving, I was in a refugee camp in Indiana. One of our Afghan friends had an American friend, and that American friend gave him a big cooked turkey with stuffing and all the side dishes. He brought the turkey to the room we were living in. We asked what it was, and he told us about this big American holiday. There were maybe 25 people in that room. We all sat together and ate turkey and the stuffing and all the fixings. So what does Siddiqui think about this holiday now? Among all the American holidays, she wrote, I've liked Thanksgiving the best. It doesn't matter what you are or who you are. You all sit at one table praying for what you're thankful for. We all do this in different religions, but Thanksgiving gives it a name and a day to do that. I feel blessed sitting around with different people praying for what you have. So what is she thankful for this year? I have a lot more to be thankful than last year. First, I'm thankful for being alive since leaving Afghanistan and leaving the war. The second thing is being thankful for having part of my family in the United States, safe and alive, working as a journalist again. In general, I can say I'm thankful for having second chance of building a life. After leaving my country, I have the chance to experience a lot of seconds: a new job, new apartment, and a new career. So seeing this country as a new immigrant, what about America do you think we take for granted? She wrote, I wish I had the opportunity to show Americans how life is in other countries. In my country, most families go to sleep hungry. If you want to start to be thankful, start with the food on the table. And then there's education. The U.S. has the highest ranking universities in the world. You can be anything you want. Women have a lot of rights here. We don't have rights in the freedoms in Afghanistan. Even just transportation. Americans have metros, bicycles, scooters, cars, trains, trucks. You can't find all this in Afghanistan. freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of ethnicities. These are big things Americans should be thankful for. My sister is a junior in an American school. She's always telling me about the opportunities these American kids have in their schools. If we could bring these opportunities to Afghani schools, they would use them very well. They don't even have a chair and table to sit on during class. And finally, here's her advice for us. I find Americans very kind and giving people. They're doing whatever they can. Ever since I arrived, a lot of Americans have been trying to help me to build a life here, which I'm grateful for. Keep doing that. You're going to be a great nation if you have the sense of giving and of helping others. One other thing Americans can do is to pay attention to other countries, especially at Thanksgiving. Pay attention to poor countries, Middle Eastern countries, countries that are in dire need. When I read this interview, I felt that I had to share it with you this evening. There's so much hatred and anger out there, people seeing everything in black and white, good or evil, prejudice or tribalism. Hearing these thoughts from a new immigrant reminds us of the precious nature of our country, with all of its flaws. She reminds us to be grateful for all that we have, and she calls upon us to continue to live up to our higher aspirations of who we want to be as a nation. She also reminds us of something that is also a very important Jewish value. In the midst of giving thanks for all the blessings in our lives, we should also respond with kindness and generosity to others. As you know, in the Jewish tradition, we're especially concerned with what we do in the world, more so than what we think or believe. So it's good to have an attitude of gratitude, as they say, but we must also take action on our feelings of thankfulness. We should give back to our society and to those in need to truly demonstrate how grateful we are for what we have. So it's about this time of year when Diane and I review our charitable donations. We find it helpful to have an annual review to make sure we're giving about 10% of our income to charitable organizations. And why not make it part of your Thanksgiving experience? At this time of year in particular, I think it's most appropriate to give to the organizations that provide for truly poor members of our society, homeless people, folks who don't have money to put food on the table, let alone prepare for a Thanksgiving feast. Organizations like homeless shelters, the Food Bank, Meals on Wheels, and similar organizations. And for Jewish people, we can and we should also contribute to Jewish institutions, the Jewish Federation, Jewish Family Services, 7 Acres, and others. Because if we Jews do not support our own institutions, no one else will. We can't ask, after all, Christians, Muslims, or Buddhists to donate to our community's welfare organizations. And it's our organizations that serve primarily, though not exclusively, the members of our community who desperately need help. And then there is the Jewish community in Uganda. Yes, there are Jews in Uganda. I posted on my Facebook page a GoFundMe for that community that is right now struggling with floods and famine. At Beth Yeshurun, we're also donating to them dozens of our used prayer books. Their rabbi asked if we could do that, and we, of course, said sure. But wherever you decide to donate your time, your effort, your resources, let's all take a few moments, if we didn't last night already, and make a list of all the things that we are grateful and thankful for. And then let's make another list of things we plan to do to help those in need. Giving back is also something that we can be thankful for, thankful that we're able to give back to others. In this way, we will have both thanks and giving on this holiday season. Shabbat Shalom. Please rise now for Aleinu, page 56. Why not?
L'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, la'teit gedula le'otzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye ha'arazot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo samhalkenu kahem, vegoralenu kehor hamonam, va'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech, malchei hamalchim, hakadosh baruch hu, shehu noteh shamayim veyosed aretz, umoshav yakaro v'shamayim ima'al, ushkinatu zo, begovhei meromim, hu Eloheinu einod, emet malkeinu efes zulato, kakatu betorato, vayadata hayom v'hashevota elevavecha, ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim, bashamayim mima'al, ve'al ha'aretz mitahat einod. Ve'ne'emar ve'haya Adonai lemelech al kol ha'aretz bayom hahu yiyeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
You may be seated. This week at Beth Yeshurun, we hold in our hearts a very special place for the families who've lost members in recent days, including those families Jacqueline Leon, William H. Nelkin, Henry Melnick Jangle, Lawrence Mike Cohen, Barbara L. Myers, and Shirley Seschler. If you are currently in mourning or if you are observing a yard site, I do invite you to turn to page 58 and to join me for the Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alma divra kirotei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala v'izman kariv v'imru Amen Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'alam almei almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shmei d'Kudesha brichu le'elah min kol birchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechemata da'amiram be'alma v'imru Amen Yehei Shlama Rabba min Shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen Oseh shalom b'imrumav hu ya'aseh shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. You may be seated. May all of our loved ones' memories be for a blessing. We have two very ambitious couples who got married sometime around Thanksgiving. All your family's already together, so why not? So that's very clever. Celebrating a mere 44 years of marriage, Karen and Bill Rubinsky. 44 years. 2022 was a great year for you. You stay highlighted by being able to take your children and grandchildren on a wonderful family trip to Disney World in October. It was a trip you had hoped to make before the pandemic, and you were thrilled to finally be able to make that trip and be all together now, and we are very thrilled for you. It's the most magical place on earth, right? The trip was as spectacular as you had hoped, and we wish you many, many, many more years of more good times than bad, many, many more family trips, and of course, lots of health and lots of happiness. Mazal tov on 44 years of marriage. Now, they can't be here tonight, but we are very excited to wish a very happy anniversary in celebrating 72 years of marriage. So 44 years, you got ways to go. A huge happy anniversary and Mazal Tov to Ray and Buddy Gerson. We know how much you wanted to be here tonight, and we are celebrating so much for you here. You have been blessed this summer alone with 3 more great-grandchildren, bringing the wonderful number to 15. And you are celebrating your 72nd anniversary with Holly and Matt as they celebrate their 2nd. It's good to have goals. You are very grateful to God for letting you to still be here to enjoy your wonderful, loving family and to see them enjoying each other. We wish you so many more years of health, happiness, more simchas, and only good times with that beautiful, growing family. Mazal Tov and happy anniversary on 72 years. That's couple goals right there. We only have a few announcements. First of all, if you've never been to Israel or if you go all the time, we have a very special opportunity coming up here at Beth Yeshurun. We have our Beth Yeshurun Israel trip with Rabbi Strauss and his wife, with Cantor Goldman and her husband. So if that sounds like fun, I'm preemptively very jealous. You should go onto our website and find out more information about that. Next weekend is going to be a pretty poppin' weekend here at Beth Yeshurun. Friday is our Shabbat with myself and Haley Arnold on the guitar. It's 5 o'clock. Lots of fun. It's short. It's high energy. It's for the littles and me. So, you know. On Sunday, December 4th, is our annual Molly and Lewis Kaplan Museum speaker. This year we're very excited to welcome Bill Meek. If you have been in this building, you have seen his work. He's done so much of the glass work out. You walked by it when you came in. He'll be speaking at 4 p.m. on Sunday, open to the community. There is a reception afterwards, talking about his works and his process and his inspiration. And also beginning on Sunday, we begin a 4-part series on the Holocaust with Dr. Elizabeth Bryant Denham. For 3 Sundays in December and 1 in January, we will examine Hitler's rise to power, the support of the German people, the crimes of the Holocaust. It's going to be extremely fascinating. We're very excited to bring that to everyone. It's 11 a.m. on Sunday, December 4th, 11th, 18th, and January 8th. Her talks are open to the whole community and will be accompanied by a light breakfast. I know. And of course, this means it's December, so that means Hanukkah is coming up. Sunday, December 18th. So maybe those Black Friday sales, some Hanukkah presents. You're in the Hanukkah frame of mind. We're also in the Hanukkah frame of mind. So on the 18th is the very first night of Hanukkah, and we are having 2 events to kick off Hanukkah for our community here. At 2 p.m. on Sunday the 18th, we'll have our first ever low-sensory Hanukkah event. It's for children and adults, folks of all ages, who want to celebrate Hanukkah with a more low-key event. All the fun, all the food, all the crafts, the candle lighting of our bigger event, but with a more sensory-sensitive environment. That's at 2 p.m. And then at 5 o'clock that evening, we have our Light Up the Night Hanukkah event. That's for congregants, again, of all ages. Dinner with latkes and Hanukkah treats, crafts for the kids. We'll light candles for our first night with Cantor Goldman, and then we'll go out to our parking lot, because what better way to light up the night and to celebrate the Festival of Lights than with fireworks? I know. We got away with it last year, so we're doing it again. That's 5 p.m. on Sunday, the 18th of December for Light Up the Night, preceded at 2 p.m. by our low-sensory Hanukkah event. Both events are on our website, and you can register on there. Please register so we have enough food. You don't want to have only half a latke. So trust me, just register. It's so easy, just after Shabbat, of course. Big thank you to everybody who donated to our Thanksgiving sides and fixings food drive. You made so many people's Thanksgiving so much better and so much less stressful. And if you're still in that giving mood, which I should hope you are, this December, our social action focus will be on Reynolds Elementary. It's a school that we work. I know. How excited are we? We like to work a lot with Reynolds Elementary. They're nearby. And this is our 3rd year in a row. We will be collecting new unwrapped toys for the kids at Reynolds. We've been able to give every child at Reynolds a new toy for Christmas for the past 2 years, and we look forward to doing it again, and we can't do it without your help. So beginning next week, look for the donation bins in our main lobby by the carpooling entrance, our administrative lobby, and the Beth Yeshurun Day School lobby. The last time to donate is at our Light Up the Night event on December 18th, so, you know, go on Amazon, Black Friday deals, 2 for 1, whatever you got to do. Just something nice for those kids at Reynolds Elementary to make their Christmas a little bit nicer this year. And just as important is a huge mazal tov to the families of Ben and Jack and Noah. They did such a good job. You did such a good job pinch hitting, opening that door. And it runs in the family, and we are so excited to celebrate with you, your extended families, everybody who's here in person and who's joining on the live stream. I know you guys are going to rock it tomorrow, so don't miss out. Though we're going to do this, but even better tomorrow. It's going to be amazing. And with that, I think I did all the announcements. Didn't even run out of air. So before we do the Kiddush, we'll have an opportunity to bless all of our children. Do you want a blessing or no? You can never have enough blessings. If you're here with a daughter and she'll let you put a hand on her head, or if she's nearby. So for all of our girls, we will say, may God bless you and make you like Sarah, Becca, Rachel, and Leah. And over all of our boys, if you have a boy who's nearby who will let you put a hand on their head, send the vibes out, as we say in LA. Over all the boys who say, may God bless you and make you like Ephraim and Menashe. And a blessing for your whole family. So this is a big family group hug right now, big family group hug for the whole family. Blessing for the whole family. I will say, shalom. May God bless you with the most special of all blessings, that of shalom, peace, and let's all say, amen. Let us rise. Let's turn to page 55 if you want, as our B'nai Mitzvah lead us in the Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'ratzon Hilanu Zikaron Lemase Bereshit Kihu Yom Tehila Lemikrae Kodesh Zecher Letziat Mitzrayim Kiva